Join me as I dive deep into Meghan Markle's controversial message and challenge myself to uncover the hypocrisy behind it. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have returned from their unofficial tour of Colombia, but the 4-day visit has been unsurprisingly polarizing. Joining us is Riley Sullivan, who is a brilliant reporter here at skynews.com.au. Riley, the Sussexes have just returned from another road tour that's not a royal tour, this time to Colombia. How did the trip plan out? Right, well, this trip was as expected. Very polarizing, as you said. You know, we saw Harry and Meghan traveling all over Colombia. They were accompanied by the Vice President Frank Marquez. They went to Bogotá, they went to Cali, they went to a place called Basilio the Plan, which is a historic town linked to slavery and the end of the slave trade, and so a very somber the trip as well. It wasn't just, you know, all fun photo ops, but I think the public relations side of it has been pretty positive for the Sussexes. You know, there's been a heap of coverage of it, very much like the Nigeria trip, looking very royal, very official, but certainly, you know, it was polarizing. Okay, and during one of the Sussex stops in Colombia, locals told reporters that they hoped that Harry and Meghan would apologize for the royal family's links to slavery. Has the royal family reacted to the comments? Is it a sign of things to come? This is challenging, because all monarchies around the world are grappling with how they kind of come to terms with their historical ties to slavery. Really, the only major monarchy is the Netherlands that have publicly apologized for their historic links to slavery. But as you said, when they were in Colia and San Basilio, there were some local people that were calling on Meghan to make an apology for slavery. The history of Colombia is Spanish colonialism, so it was kind of an awkward comment, but you can understand that they're coming from a place of seeing these, you know, these royal European figureheads coming to their country, and they're probably seeing a disconnect. I think for King Charles this is really concerning. You know, the family itself is still, as I said, working out how they're going to approach this issue. Charles certainly hasn't apologized for slavery. He's expressed sorrow for slavery, which is a huge step forward than what, say, Queen Elizabeth has said, but he certainly hasn't really got to that point, so he'll be looking at this and thinking, you know, this is just another reason why Harry and Meghan shouldn't be doing these unofficial trips, because you know, inadvertently, even if they say they're there as Harry and Meghan and not as the royal family, they're sort of question these big issues that, frankly, I don't think they can handle. Yeah, that's a fair point. Look, sources close to Prince William says that he's furious with Harry and Meghan for not respecting Princess Catherine's wishes. What request is he referring to? So we understand now that, you know, Harry and Meghan's relationship with Kate and William is pretty much broken down. Any correspondence they do have is just that, it's official correspondence, and it was an interesting one. You know, Princess Catherine, in her personal life, we know her as Kate, we love her as Kate, but in her personal life, she prefers to be called Catherine. That's her full name, and she has expressed that to family and friends who for over a decade now that she likes to be called Catherine. And Harry and Meghan have continuously, you know, called okay. Like, you can even remember the Oprah interview when Meghan famously brought up the whole "why Katie" comment, which was very offensive. She called her Kate several times in that interview, and allegedly, you know, even as recently as since Princess Catherine's been diagnosed with cancer, they've sent letters to the princess calling her Kate again. And William in particular is just infuriated by this, because I think that, you know, granted, you know, Catherine's got a lot on her plate at the moment. I don't think she's too concerned about it, but for William the First, think it just digs at him, because we know that Meghan herself, I guess the hypocrisy of it is she is very sensitive about her titles. Like with the media, she likes to be Meghan Duchess of Sussex, nothing more, nothing less. So it's kind of funny that, you know, she's very sensitive about that, but not so much with her sister-in-law, of course. Sadly, it does not surprise me. This week we found that King Charles has terminated the security team stationed at Prince Andrew's home royal lodge. Is this a sign that the Duke of York could be evicted? I think we've called this for months now. You know, this is just another sign. I think that Andrew and his ex-wife Fergie, they're on the way out. I think that this is a pretty significant move by the king. It goes to show that, you know, if there's no security force around the royal lodge, I mean, effectively, there are no plans for it to be used as a royal residence for the time being. So I would, if I was Andrew, I'd be looking at, I don't know, on the real estate websites, like I'd be looking for rentals or an Airbnb, because from the looks of it, they're going to be without security in December. If you're as hooked on royal drama as we are, subscribe to our channel Global TV 2.0 for all the latest updates on the royal family. Remember to share your thoughts on this explosive argument in the comments below.